What can I do to improve my quality and quantity of sleep for improved health, wellness, and performance? This is a great question that came in from Danita, and I wanted to share it with you guys today because when you stop and you think about a young child, we would never think about putting them to bed without satisfying hunger. And I want to encourage you to think about yourself the same way. We've been kind of programmed that there's this clock inside our upper lip that says, well, if I eat something after 9 p.m., it's going to go on my body as body fat. But if I ate it at 9 in the morning, I'm going to convert it to energy. Stop and think, and we could do an entire video on aging and hormones and all this other stuff, but I believe this has been taken way, way out of context. And to Danita's question, she's heard me say on other videos that our goal is to get 8 hours of sleep, and out of that 8 hours, we need 2 hours of deep sleep, and we want the awake time to be less than 10 minutes. Please pay attention to that ratio. 2 hours of deep sleep to less than 10 minutes of the awake time. After speaking with Danita in person, she's using the Garmin dashboard. We're looking at the sleep quality, we're looking at the sleep quantity, and we're looking at number of sleep cycles. And she was getting frustrated because she understands the importance of it, and she adjusts her schedule to make sure she gets those 8 hours. However, she's not getting the quality and the quantity necessary. She might be in bed for 8 hours, but she wasn't sleeping. So what we realized after looking at her food log is that she wasn't satisfying appetite before going to bed. The only two macronutrients that'll satisfy appetite is going to be protein and fat. So for those that get a little bit bent out of shape by saying, oh, Coach Robb is advocating that you eat before you go to bed and you're going to get fat. No, that's not what I'm advocating. I always want you to go back to the discussion of an infant. If you have a 3-month-old baby and you gave him or her a bath and you didn't feed them before they went to bed and you laid them in the bed, you and I both know that they're going to cry all night long. That's called the hierarchy of needs. The infant doesn't know, but the infant needs to go to sleep, but it can't because its belly hurts. How are you doing with your sleep quality and quantity at night? And that's what I want you to be thinking about. This is a fantastic question that came up. What are you doing to satisfy appetite? Because if you look at hierarchy of needs, if you go to bed constantly hungry, you're not going to get the deep sleep that your body needs. Why is deep sleep so important? Because that's where you release HGH, human growth hormone. That's the hormone that makes you naturally leaner. The internet has spun this way out of context, and I want to just kind of create a little bit of, give yourself a little bit of a sigh. Eat some high quality protein and fat. I'm not saying have a gargantuous plate. Have enough, and the only way to test this, by the way, is to document what you've eaten and then go to sleep. Look at your sleep data. If you're able to sleep through the night with no interruptions and no gastrointestinal issues or any of the other concerns that you may have, you've been able to validate it works for you. But what we have seen in our office is people will say it's all or nothing. If I eat something and maybe my stomach's not used to that type of food, you toss a turn, you go, see, eating before bed doesn't work for me. That's not true. Think about an infant. Always run it through the filter of an infant. And I would encourage you when you go to bed tonight, satisfy hunger with protein and fat. One little side note. You ever notice when you have 2 or 3 eggs in the morning, high in protein, notice how you're not hungry for 5 or 6 or 7 hours later? All you're experiencing is protein satisfies appetite. However, when you're in bed for 8-9 hours, you wouldn't go from 12 noon until 9 p.m. and then be surprised that you're hungry. Please don't ask your body to go and lay down for 8 or 9 hours without satisfying hunger before you go to bed. If you watch my other videos, add on top of that a dark room, add on top of that a cold room, and watch what happens to your sleep quality. Ironically, when you start sleeping deeply, you're going to find yourself waking up leaner each and every time. So I hope that creates a little bit more clarification. I hope that I can kind of eliminate the frustration. My tongue is tied here because there's so much emotion attached to this subject of eating before bed, and I just want to encourage you to please give it a shot. If you have any other questions or any questions that you may have, maybe there's some confusion such as this, or maybe there's a question, please feel free to reach out to me and my team. We are really enjoying how many emails that we're getting on a daily basis. And we promise we're going to do the research and we're going to get these videos out. Every single day we're going to be answering a question. So send us yours. You can reach us at contact@coachrobb.com. If you'd like to engage with us here below, please feel free. We'd love to engage and answer your questions there for everybody else to benefit. And please remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. We just want to make sure that you, as we put these questions out, we may find one that really resonates with you. So until next time, thank you so much for watching the videos, and we'll talk to you soon.